sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Fantasy Sports and Politics. It's me, it's Mr. FSP, and I'm doing what I do because I do it for you all day, every day. Look, there's a lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about. And let me just start off by saying this. Matter of fact, let me put my music on because I need some music to get me right. I need some music to get me right. We're going a little rock. I'll turn that down just a hair. Only because, look, this is a perfect time of the year for sports. You've got 4 major sports happening all at once. The NFL, baseball, the World Series, hockey, and the NBA. If you are under a rock and you have no idea what has just happened, is big. It's big. Not only does it affect fantasy sports, but it's about fantasy sports as well as some other things. If you did not know, there's an issue that came about. It's been investigated for over 6 years. So for 6 years, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, has been tracking a lot of illegal activity in the sports world, namely the NBA. There's been a 6-year-long search into illegal poker games, as well as basketball players doing certain things that hurt and help their situations in daily fantasy. Yep. But here's the big picture. It's organized mafia activity, allegedly. 34 individuals were indicted, most of which belong to La Cosa Nostra, according to the FBI, which is the state of New York's mob families. 4 of the 5 families have been implicated, members of their family. But the face of the whole thing happens to be Chauncey Billups, who is, for the time being, the head coach, who is also suspended, of the Portland Trail Blazers. What he's done is he's allegedly partaken in illegal gambling poker games in Hampton, Virginia, Miami, Florida, New York City, and Las Vegas, Nevada. It is alleged that he would bring in players or people that he was affiliated with, a lot of NBA players, who would play poker professionals and those who are just interested in playing poker with celebrities. What happens next is the illegal part. Allegedly, he and several other players and former players, they released some names. Kevin Garnett, his name is in it. Damon Jones, a former player, a coach. Not a head coach, but a coach. Is a part of it. They would have these folks come in, and there would be legal X-ray tables that could see the cards of players. They would have contact lenses that could see player cards. They would rig the shuffle machine so that they would be able to tell what cards are there and when they're coming. So intricate that there were signs, all this is alleged, there were signs that would be relayed to someone off site that would then feed it back to the dealer and the players. The operation is called Royal Flush, where these players, the basketball players, and Chauncey, allegedly, would be the face cards, the king, the queen, the jack, all that, right? The ace. They will be given a certain cut of whatever was wrongfully won, and they've been doing it for years. The other part of the indictment is Terry Rozier, current NBA player who played for the Trailblazers under Chauncey Billups, who in one particular game that was cited told folks to bet the under because he wouldn't get the points he was projected to get. And he had some very questionable activities during this particular game. Now, this wasn't the only game alleged that Mr. Rozier threw, or whatever it is you want to call it. The fact that he is the active player doesn't mean there aren't other players. We already know there are referees in the NBA that have been caught cheating, giving calls, and doing certain things that was suspicious, finding out that they were fixing games. Now, the mob has changed with the times. This is all alleged. But the technology versus what they would normally do as far as physical activity and stuff like that to get their money or get their point across or to cheat the system out of this world. But then you must ask yourself, how do some of these players get so indebted and involved with these mob individuals? Does it go back when they were playing, or does it go back to some event they did and they ended up owing the wrong people? And allegedly, some of these players, maybe even coaches, were using strong arm tactics, such as what the mob would do, to enforce some of the players to do their bidding because they owed money, right? They would probably threaten to snitch on him. They would probably, you know, do something or say something that could damage their career. And Chauncey Billups became the face of this, even though he's not in the mob that we know of. I don't know if Chauncey's in the mob or not, but he had and has allegedly mob ties. He'll have his day in court. He'll have his opportunity to talk if he chooses to, along with the other players and coaches. Damon Jones. Oh my gosh. But the bigger point here is, why aren't the mafia faces being splashed around? Why? Because it probably gets more clicks and more views to see a current NBA head coach, a current NBA Hall of Famer as the face. Is it wrong? No. But is it right? No. I don't think so. I truly don't think so. I think that the criminal investigation that the NBA has said they're going to, or has said to have, you know, supported the FBI's investigation says a lot. So the NBA knew all the stuff that was going on. Still let Chauncey play. Still had Rozier. Even though FBI probably said, hey, look, we're going after this guy because of this reason. They just put Chauncey in the Hall of Fame last year or a couple years ago. And if the investigation was 6 years long, they knew. There's a big black eye on the NBA. And it just started. Remember this, NBA opened up on Tuesday. The indictments and arrests happened on Wednesday morning after all these teams have played. Chauncey has coached, Damon has coached, Rozier was on the team. And it's just crazy. More names to be released. It is said that Damon Jones released information when LeBron was not going to play. That's a big deal. You might think, okay, LeBron playing, not playing, what does that change? It changes a lot. One, if you place the prop bet on LeBron to do something and he's not playing, you lose that money if you already placed the bet before the game's about to start, before it ends out, it's about to start. You also know that he might not play a lot if he's a little nicked up, because allegedly Jones put that information out. Allegedly. I can't say it's truthful because it's all alleged. All I can tell you is this. Sad state of affairs. I'm not going to apologize, but I'm going to put it out like this. Gilbert Arenas, a couple months back, got arrested at an illegal gambling event. He says it's not a part of anything that's going on here. Cool. And, you know, he likes to say he's a troll. I, for one, was like, see, this is the type of stuff that happened. Gil probably snitched. But Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero, posted something yesterday, I believe, about suing folks for saying that, you know, he had something to do with it, so on and so forth. Look, man, on your own podcast, you come out with a informant lunch bag, and then on the back of that it says info as in information. And on your own podcast, you say people down to the first 48, yeah, I couldn't even eat my lunch. I was talking so much. You put gas on the fire, my guy. Now, are you a part of that investigation? Apparently not. But does that mean folks can't say, based off of what you said, that you weren't snitching or talking? You said on your video piece, you know, these are people I don't even know, folks, this, that, and the third. Gil, I don't have money to sue over, so don't worry about that. But if you are talking at all, and you have, as you said, a 900-page case, and the only thing in there that focuses on you, according to you, is this might be Gilbert Arenas' house. And then they come in and arrest you and some other folks. Dude, folks, and then in your video, you're coming down the stairs shortly thereafter saying, I talking. Come on, bro. Don't get mad. Hopefully you dropped your 20 in your 2K game and you're not going to sue nobody and you're having a good day. But come on, guy. Don't do that to them people. Of course, people going to come at you, especially when you put that material out there. You're going to troll. They're trolling you. Anyway, the NBA. First of all, Victor Wembanyama, namesake Victor, he's already changed from an 1,800 plus MVP candidate to a plus 350. He's healthy. He really might have a shot at it. I know it's only like a week into the season. Is he going to beat Joker? I don't know. First of all, the Spurs are going to have to beat the Nuggets. And he has to have a better game than Joker when they play every time in order for me to say he's going to be Joker for MVP of the league. That's just me. Right? Teams don't look the same. And if you were betting yesterday, I stayed away from the Blazers and I stayed away from who did the Heat play? Oh, the Heat. Because I was like, FBI looking at those games. So anybody placing a bet on them, they in trouble. But what I figured out was they were going to have their best games of the season. And what did they do? Both teams went out and utterly destroyed two of the best teams in the NBA. Memphis Grizzlies and the daggone Warriors. Make it make sense. NBA. Take the heat off these. I mean, you put heat on them, or you help put heat on them because of the gambling stuff. I get it. But then they go out and obliterate, literally 149 or 151, something like that, to 111. That was Miami beating Memphis, right? Then the Blazers go out and just whoop up on, I believe it was Golden State. Might not have been Golden State, but whoever they played, they whooped up on them. They'll resume their losing ways in a week or so, but I think this Heat, play on words, is going to help them win like a couple games this upcoming week. And then they'll revert back to being the sorry teams. Just my thoughts. All right. Like I said, it's been a lot. NBA has been a lot. But let's get to football. As you can tell, last week, not a banner week. 9-6. But I was 5-1 on my locks. The Jets screwed me up for a perfect 6-0 on my locks. That's okay. The Jets have already ruled out Tyrod Taylor. So the Jets are probably going with Justin Fields, who simply does not have the support of ownership. I'm not going to fall for the okie doke again. Joe Flacco with weapons, and I thought the offensive line was going to be so terrible that he wasn't going to be able to, throw the ball in there like that. The offensive line decided to block. Joe Flacco went for what, 340, 360? He's going against the Jets in Cincinnati with Justin Fields coming back with literally no confidence from his owner, the fan base. Aaron Glenn's trying, but he can't cover up for so much. I got to go with the Bengals on this one, guys. I'm starting week 8 with Kude. Jets, you fooled me during the preseason. I said if the Jets work with the talent that Justin Fields has, they can win about 8 games. I know it's week 8. 9 games to go. They're not running off 8 of 10 games. They haven't won yet. I'll tell you about them Patriots. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the Patriots. We're going to get to the Patriots. I told you. Let's start off with Miami and Atlanta. Again, during the preseason, I said that Miami would not be winning games at all. They won 1 game, right? Also said that Mike McDaniel, he's probably going to be fired by the bye week or during the bye week, right? It's coming. It's coming, guys. Atlanta, there's a conundrum right now. All the fantasy players, and I'm going to get to the biggest conundrum that I saw just like 20 minutes ago, which sucks, but the Atlanta Falcons have not ruled out Michael Penix Jr. yet, even though Kirk Cousins has been taking all the snaps, or the majority of the snaps with the first team. It's a high probability that Michael Penix is not going to play. It's a good thing that this game is at, 1 o'clock. So starts and sits and outs will be listed a couple of hours before. That's a mad dash for people that own Penix and start him if he doesn't play. If he does play, how long does he play? Right? Tua and company, look, I'm going to tell you right now, they just put my guy, the tight end, on IR. Right? One less weapon. Devin Chains, cool, good, got him. It's a dome game because they're playing in Atlanta. Speed kills. Waddle, I guess he'll be the target because there's really nobody else to throw to. But on the other side, Penix or Cousins, to me, they still have the better set of weapons and the better defense. Bijan, Drake London, and yes, Kyle Pitts is showing that, hey, exercise my 5th-year option because now I have a quarterback that's going to get me the ball. Temper your expectations if Kirk Cousins is quarterback. He's not checking it down to Kyle Pitts. He's going to go to Darnell Mooney, who just returned. He's going to go to Drake London. Use Bijan and Tyler Algier. I don't know if he just doesn't like Kyle or whatever the case may be, but we saw what happened with Kyle Pitts when Kirk was in at quarterback. Don't expect much. But this is a home game for Atlanta. They're surging. whether it's Penix or, Kurt. And Miami, look, Mike McDaniel is going to land somewhere, whether it's college or pros again. He's going to land somewhere. Even if he has to sit in the booth and be an analyst for a year, because dude is smart and he has character. But this is definitely going to the ATL. All right, next game. Chicago, Baltimore. Here's the other perplexion. I said perplexion, right? I don't even know if that's a word. But just 30 minutes ago, after being limited in practice all week and, just practicing. Normally, if a player is limited in practice all week, it's a good chance they're going to play. Well, 30 minutes ago, we just learned that Lamar Jackson is out for week 8. In fantasy, I'm a general manager that prepares just in case. Some people say, if you get Lamar Jackson, why are you drafting another quarterback? And if you get another quarterback, why do you get a top quarterback? Because now you got problems. I said, no, because if something happens, plus that bye week, I want to make sure I have at least a comparable quarterback backing my guy up. Now, for me, in one of my leagues, I start 2 quarterbacks, and I have both Jackson and Penix. I'm struggling right now. I just picked up Mac Jones because Lamar is out. But this changes the dynamics of this game 100%. 100%. Baltimore just can't seem to get out of their own way, when Lamar's not a quarterback. People line up to stop Derrick Henry. Cooper Rush is not a mobile threat. So those play calls need to be designed to get the ball to Zay Flowers, to get the ball to Mark Andrews, Bateman. They need to be designed for quick, short, medium. Because if they're at the line of scrimmage coming to stop Derrick Henry, you don't need 3 to 4 seconds to throw the ball up downfield. Now, if you can get it downfield, cool. But this game plan, in my opinion, should be medium to short. Medium to short. So some square ends. Slants. Bubble screens, of course, that's part of the NFL now. But here's the thing. I would have picked Baltimore in this game because of Lamar. I really would have. But he's not playing. And Chicago's hot. Chicago's hot. I got to go with the Bears. No Lamar. The defense sucks. Ain't no way. It could happen, but it might not happen. But here's what I'm going to do. These first 2 games are part of my locks. Atlanta and the Bears. Matter of fact, the Bengals as well are part of my locks. Another lock, which probably shouldn't be a lock, but it is, because the Carolina Panthers are 4-3. The Bills are 4-2. Carolina has won a couple games that I would have like, nah, Carolina ain't winning jack. Not winning jack. But they did. Young is out. The red rifle, Andy Dalton, is in. That makes a difference to me. Especially going against Buffalo's defense, which isn't that good. It isn't. Buffalo played extremely well at the beginning of the season because they played cupcakes, or whatever you want to call them. But Carolina at home is different. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard are a monster pair of running backs. Offensive line, they're geared to run the ball. Not worried about passing game. And the defense is pretty good. But this is Josh freaking Allen. Okay? I got to go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. They're also part of my lock. Only because I don't think Carolina is designed to put up the type of numbers Buffalo can. And if Buffalo gets Josh going along with their running game, I'm not worried about Shakir. Not worried about Coleman. They'll get theirs. Right? If Kincaid plays, he'll get his. If not, Dawson Knox will. But I just think Buffalo's a better overall team than the Panthers. But the Panthers, they're trying to turn the corner. They're trying. They'll be 4-4 after this game. But think about this. The Panthers are over 500. When's the last time you said that? All right. Let's go to Houston hosting San Francisco. Brock Purdy's out yet again. Okay. Macaroni Tony. Mac. Starting. And he's not been a bad start. He's only had one bad start, really. Christian McCaffrey's getting fed like a mofo. Like a mofo. Can he keep it up? I hope so. Because Pearsall's out. That means Kendrick Bourne should have a good day. He should. Juwan Jennings should have a good day. Don't get it twisted. Darryl Stingley and them. Excellent defense. What you saw versus Seattle, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're getting tired because the offense can't produce. And that's the problem in this game. San Fran's offense should not be producing, but they still can. Their defense should not be doing well, but they got Bethune filling in for Warner, and it does look like he's missing a beat. I thought they would. Kyle Shanahan, if San Fran makes the playoffs, right? They win the division. Oh my gosh. Kyle Shanahan deserves to be coach of the year for what he's done. I get it. I get Indianapolis has done some great stuff, but they just played the wrong quarterback. Indy ain't doing it with smoke and mirrors. They've had the players, he's had the wrong signal caller, quarterback. Kyle Shanahan's literally doing it with backups of backups in a good division. I got to go with San Fran. Hate to do this to Houston, but I got to go with San Fran. And I don't like the fact that the offensive line for Houston is Swiss cheese. I said this at the beginning of the preseason. It's all new. They aren't that good. They can't run the ball. He doesn't have time to throw the ball. Nico Collins is out. San Fran is another lock. Okay? So far, every game I've called or picked, the players are locked. Atlanta, Bears, Bengals, Buffalo, San Fran. Let's see if that continues. I don't know. Cleveland at New England. See, I want to add them. Dylan Gabriel and Junkins, and I believe Junkins is going to be the offensive rookie of the year. I really think so. I think he's going to be I think he's going to get that offensive rookie of the year. He's a monster. Think about it. No preseason, nothing. Comes in week 1, plays a little bit, then takes the job and has not looked back. Here's the thing. Dylan Gabriel is a duck, chunk and duck artist. Like throw the ball short, that's it. He has a cannon of an arm, but he's being protected by Kevin Stefanski. Let's be honest, he is. Right? They're 2-5. Okay. Cleveland's defense is awesome. Excuse me. New England's offense is pretty good. I told you guys, New England's going to win anywhere from 9 to 11 games. They're trending toward 11. They're going to the playoffs. I told you this during the preseason. Some people laughed and said, look at this bull. Because they just don't understand. They don't understand. Schedule matters, right? Cleveland does not have enough firepower to put up more points than the Patriots. Jerry Jeudy, okay, whatever. He's already, questionable? Didn't matter. Tillman's been on IR. Look, all Cleveland has going for them is their run game and their defense. That's it. That is it. Dylan Gabriel is not going to be the answer and can't be the answer because he's not proven that he can win games. He's a game manager. Is Shador better? We don't know. But let them get blown out in this game. And Dylan can't bring them back. You're going to hear those chants. I guarantee you. I'm going New England. I really want to make New England a lock, but that defense is a monster defense, and I just can't make a lock on that one. By the way, already lost one game this week, which was the stinking Bengals beating Seattle. So, excuse me, wrong game. The Chargers. No. I won that game. I called the Chargers. My bad. I called the Chargers versus the Vikings because I just didn't like the Vikings makeup. I didn't like their makeup. I didn't expect the Chargers to do what they did. I expected them to win. Okay. Back to reality. Giants and Philly. Look. Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, both of them a little loose in the head, but both of them are ballers. They keep their team in the games. Only thing saving Brian Daboll's job right now is the fact that the Giants are competitive. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. And what I'm going to tell you right now is this is a game that's going to show that Philadelphia, even without A.J. Brown, because A.J. Brown is out, the Giants, they're more than a play or two away. They're an offensive line and different strategy away. Defense is cool, but the defense can't stay on top. This is week 8. That offense should have been cooking enough to win games. The defense blew that game versus Denver. 33 points in one quarter? Last time I saw that happen, and I mean saw, because Doug Williams was in the Super Bowl and Washington came out in the second quarter and scored on every drive. I think it was 28 points, 28 straight points. That's what I mean by different strategy. The defense was good up until the fourth quarter. Offense was smoking up until then, but then the offense fell off. Jackson Dart threw a couple interceptions. Got the defense back in the game. Got Denver back in the game. Defense had to come back out on the field. They're smoked because they just finished a long drive that they got scored on. I expect Philadelphia to let Saquon Barkley run wild against his team. Right? I think New York, one of New York's wins was against Philly, I believe. I got to check that. But I don't think that repeats. Not in Philly. Not in Philly. I say Philadelphia comes out angry and probably plays a pretty strong game because what? You got Devontae Smith and Jahad Dotson at your starting wide receivers. Since A.J. Brown's out, who goes to the X? Smith. Your Z, Dotson, who's normally a slot guy anyway, right? You still got Dallas Goedert. You still got Hurts. You still got Saquon. And you still got the offensive line. Now that defense needs to step it up. They're going to have to hit hard because if Cam Scatterboo and Tracy are going to be tandeming, Tracy's going to have, a little bit, but Cam, Ram man. Short career for this kid. Maybe 3-4 years playing the way he plays, but monster. N'Kobe Dean and company, strap up. But I'm still going with Philly. All right. Even with my guy, Mike Evans, out for a minimum, well, not a minimum, out for 8 weeks. That's 2 months, right? Could be sooner according to what, could return sooner according to what some of the reports are. Ibuka is nicked up. Bucky Irving, I don't think he's playing. I still like Tampa over New Orleans. Baker over Spencer. 2 Sooners, one finished Oklahoma, one went to South Carolina. Even with Kamara, Shaheed, Olave, Johnson, the defense isn't that good in New Orleans, right? Baker already talked a little trash, shouldn't have, but he did. Tampa's defense is way better than that Saints offense. Way better. I think because Tampa didn't run the ball, Rasheed White ran the ball, 6 times versus Detroit? They need more than that. It became a shootout. That's why. New Orleans does not have that ability to do a shootout with Tampa. They don't. If it's close, New Orleans stays in the game, right? They got a shot to win. But if Tampa comes out and just blows the doors off of these guys, like go 14-0 or 14-3, and it becomes more of a passing game for New Orleans, it's over. Tampa Bay. Another game I want to put in my locks, but I'm not. I'm trying to keep it to 5 games. Ugh. But this week is a gambler's paradise. Mine's the FBI looking at stuff. All right. Dallas at Denver. Ooh. Here's the thing, guys. Dallas's defense is nowhere near as good as the Giants' defense. And the Giants did a number on Denver's offense for 3 quarters. And we can talk about, Sean Payton's dig at, Russell Wilson. And Russell's like, man, I had enough of this. So he fired that. But Dallas's offense is more explosive than the Giants. Patrick Surtain, I'm not even going to say he's going to lock down CeeDee Lamb. I don't think it's possible for him to lock down CeeDee Lamb, but he just might. But then you got Pickens, Ferguson, Williams at running back. Dallas is going to be a problem for Denver. Now, the flip side is, can Denver's offense take advantage of the piss-poor Dallas defense? Can they? Will Eberflus do what he did versus Washington, which is blitz a lot and play a lot of man coverage? If you do that, if it's me and I'm Sean Payton, okay, let's anticipate that. I got 2'6'3" guys, 6'4" guys at wide receiver, Franklin and Sutton. Bring the house. I'm running slants, and I'm running fades, and I'm running curls where my big guys can body him. First down, first down, first down, until they get out of that blitzing mess. Because I think Bo Nix can see it coming, even though they can disguise it. I think he'll see it coming based upon what they saw versus Washington. Now, J.K. Dobbins has got to be a big part of this game plan. He has to. Dallas has got to be beaten down up the middle and on the edges. They are very soft there. If they have to, or if they can pin their ears back and just come after you every play, like they did with Washington, it's not going to be good. Because J.K. Dobbins and Harvey need to be a part of that run game. Heavy. To stop the blitzing. I think Dallas can outscore them. I believe it's in Denver. Let me check. If it's in Denver, okay, it's in Denver. Since it's not in Jerry's world and it's in Denver, there's the only reason why I'm picking them. I'm going to go with Denver. I really think Dallas has a good shot. So whatever the spread is, if Denver's favorite, I'd say Dallas is going to cover that spread, right? I don't think Dallas has a real shot at winning this game, though, man. It's just their defense is terrible. But sucking wind, Mile High Stadium, or whatever it's called now, it's going to be a problem for those guys. It's going to be a problem. All right. Let's move on. Tennessee and Indy. This is another lock. Oh, my God. All right. I said I was going to do 5, but I'm going to do 6. I have no love for Tennessee Titans. They cut Tyler Lockett. Calvin Ridley is out. They fire their head coach. Their captain on defense, the best defensive player they have, which is defensive tackle, is out. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Yep, that's what we're talking about. Talking about a Colts win. Easy. And Cam Ward, yet again, has a press conference detailing the play calls that he was getting, criticizing his coach for the long verbiage. Hey, Cam, newsflash. Most NFL teams that are successful, some of them have long play calls. If you're saying you're getting sacked because you're trying to read the defense and you don't got time to, that's when you read and dissect pre-snap and predetermined. If you sense my emotion, that's somewhat of a telltale. That tells me not only are you not, and I'm talking to Cam Ward, you are not a good character player by doing that about your head coach and previously calling your team ass. And part of the reason why they're ass is because you're ass. Plain and simple. I know there are Cam Ward fans out there. Don't matter to me. It does not matter to me. Until Cam Ward changes his character and learns to put touch on the ball, that team's going to suffer big time. The Colts in a romp. in Indianapolis, no less. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, good game right here. Good game right here. Old regime versus new regime. Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs, if he plays, hopefully he plays. And that crew take on Pittsburgh, who sit on top of the AFC North. I think I said early in the year, in the preseason, I had Pittsburgh going 14-3 and winning the North and possibly going to the Super Bowl. I said they were either going to go to the AFC Championship game at a minimum and go to the Super Bowl at a maximum. I'm not coming off of that. I'm not. Green Bay's coming into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming off a bye week. Green Bay's a little nicked up. It's going to be a good game. I think the old guy Rodgers, he might not have to throw for 300 yards. He might not have to. He might just have to throw for 200. But what I see is DK Metcalf versus whatever corner they put out there on him. I see Micah Parsons, who had 3 sacks versus Arizona, getting some pressure on Aaron, but Aaron gets rid of the ball. And when Pittsburgh lines up in 13 personnel, which is 1 back, 3 tight ends, there might be a lot of chipping. There might be a lot of double teaming, whereas they're only worried about the rest of that offensive line when you got 2 players constantly trying to stop Micah Parsons and giving them time. Will the run game show up, though, for Pittsburgh? That's the mighty question. If the run game shows up, which at the beginning of the season, I was like, Green Bay, woo! Gibbs? Washington? Wow. Come down to earth a little bit. I got to go with Pittsburgh. Even though I like Green Bay's offense, I think Josh Jacobs having a bit of a nick and always being a game time decision, which hurt a lot of folks because they either took him out and couldn't get Wilson or and played somebody else, or they got Wilson and played him over Josh and didn't get much of anything, right? So a little worried about that. Plus, the receiving core in Green Bay is a little nicked up. Christian Watson is supposed to return. Don't know when, but we'll see. All right. Next game. Washington, Kansas City, Monday night. Y'all just know how much this hurts me, man. I like Marcus Mariota. He didn't have much to work with last time because both receivers were out. And it was expected, in my opinion, that Dallas would whoop our ass, and they did. Debo's back. McLaurin's back. Kansas City's on a heater. They've got Rashee Rice back. Worthy, Kelsey, Kareem Hunt, and Pacheco running hard. Pat's feeling confident. The defense is playing better. Debo is a difference maker in this game, right? Terry is too. But I just love all of the items that Kansas City has. Playing in Kansas City. Washington they're gonna eat a lot of crow this year. They're not going 12 and 5. I think I said they were going to either be 10 and 7 or 11 and 6 this year. Right now, I believe they're 3 and 4. Let me make sure. 3 and 4. And they're not running the table to end the season. I hope they do. I hope they do. But I got to go with Kansas City here because Kansas City is just the better team. right now, Kansas City is just a better team. You can't tell me on paper or in gameplay that Washington is better than Kansas City, because they're not. That would be a lie, and I would be stupid saying that, my team could win. On bye week, a lot of us are getting hurt by this bye week. I mean, a lot of us. Because, one, you're losing Marvin Harrison Jr. if you had him as your number one. You're losing me, Gibbs, Laporta, Gall, St. Brown. Buddy. Trevor Lawrence is questionable to be someone you're going to lose because he's Jekyll and Hyde right now, right? But Travis Etienne has been good for them. Genty, you're losing. The Rams, Stafford, you're already missing Puka, but Devontae as well, and Kerryon Williams. Seattle, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Walker, and Charbonnet. If you're missing Sam Darnold, he ain't in a good position in my opinion. All right, just me. But let me get my last pick in, which is the first game on Thursday, week 9, Ravens at Dolphins. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm going with the Ravens, week 9, because I think they held Lamar out of Sunday's game so he can have those extra days to prepare for the Dolphins game. That's my thought. Now, Ravens will be 1-6, if I'm correct, by this game. Dolphins will be 1-7. Here's the thing. I think the Ravens can win 10 games, starting with that one, 10 straight. That means they're going to beat Pittsburgh. I think I had them beating Pittsburgh at the end of the season. I think I had them splitting with Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to beat Cleveland. They're going to beat the Bengals. Right? I think the Ravens start a 10 to 11 game winning streak Thursday night versus the Dolphins. And Mike McDaniels gets fired, if not after this game, Thursday night. Because they'll be 1-7, and after that game, they'll be 1-8. And I believe they're heading to their bye week, week 9. So I love Mike McDaniels, but after that Thursday night game on October 30th, I believe Mike McDaniels will be fired, and the Baltimore Ravens will start a 10 to 11 game winning streak. They'll finish second in the AFC North, behind Pittsburgh. That's my prediction for the Thursday night game coming up. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my pick section. Let me go over my picks and my locks. A couple of them I really wanted to make locks, but I didn't. Start with my locks. Atlanta, Chicago, Cincinnati, Buffalo, San Francisco, and the Colts. I'm probably going to put like a $25 to $50 wager down on that. I really am. Money line. I didn't say nothing about spread. I said money line. I might do spread on a couple of them, actually. For the week, I have the Bengals. Here we go. I've got the Bengals. I've got the Falcons, the Bears, the Bills, 49ers, Patriots. Already got the Chargers. Philly, Tampa, Denver, Colts, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. And to start week 9, I'm picking the Ravens to win week 9. Lamar returns Thursday night. Okay? Hopefully that helps you and get the information that you needed. Keep a lookout on this NBA scandal, y'all. It's a lot deeper than what you think. But I would hope and want the FBI to not put Chauncey Billups as the face and put the actual mobsters as the faces. But of course, ESPN and other media outlets put Chauncey as the face because he's a current NBA head coach. Does color have something to do with it? Possibly. Quite possibly. But right now, put it on the mob. Unless Chauncey's a part of the mob, don't make him the face of that, man. That's not cool. That's not cool. He did the poker stuff, which is bad. I don't know if they're going to accuse him of fixing games like Rozier. The man, never mind. But I wouldn't put Chauncey as the face like the FBI has done. I mean, you spent so much time doing that. Where the Epstein files at? Where are the Epstein files? If you're going to expose these NBA players and former players, you're not exposing the mob. You've had the Epstein files forever. Talking about Biden, but you guys have them and been saying you're going to release them, but you haven't, and you also closed the government down. Trying to blame it on the Democrats, which isn't true. Not allowing someone who won a seat to be sworn in so she can cast the deciding vote to release all of the Epstein files. Oh, I got so much political stuff I want to talk about. It's not this show. Not going to do it. But I will. I will this coming week. Oh my gosh. I so will. We'll talk about that when we get a chance, okay? I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Catch the replay or one of the reels cut up of this show. Hopefully, it'll help you make some money. Can't wait to hear what you got to say. I love all the comments. I truly do. With that being said, enjoy UFC 321, these games that are going on right now in college, and enjoy your Sunday. I'll see you next week. I'm out of here. About to change my music, y'all. About to change my music. I am going to see y'all next week.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?